For this video, I'd like to give big shout outs to Chris Davies, Chris Campling, Horlicks and Love Minis who have taken the time and trouble to comment on my video. I will respond at the end of this.
Oh no.
Mind the gap.
So with stage 1 and stage 2 complete, we move on to stage 3, in which we're going to install the Y-axis limit switch. Now this comes with 7 parts. We have a right side panel, we have a limit switch cable, we have a limit switch circuit board, we have 2 spacers, we have 2 M3 truss head screws 14mm, we have 2 M3 washers and 7 M3 nuts. Now the first instruction that we have in the magazine is to remove the protective layer of the right side panel. So what I'm going to do is remove the protective layer and just check all my parts are complete. Okay, so stage 2 is just to orientate the panel, which we've already done on this one. Now on the magazine it has 3 very good points of reference, and then we move on to section 3. We need to take the circuit board. Now be very careful with circuit boards, try not to touch it other than on the edges, which you see I've not really done very well on this one. And what we'll need to do is place the 14mm truss head screw through each of the holes. Now these are black and they're quite long, and you see there I'm just checking the screw, it is 14mm, and just pop that through. Once those screws are complete, you move on to section 4, where you need to place the spacers on the shaft of each screw. Now the spacers will come through from the opposite side of where the head is. Okay, once we have those in, we just need to place the 2 screws into the mounting holes. This is section 5. You see it's about 2/3 of the way up. It is indicated on the magazine, so just check the pictures and the words, and then we'll just place those in, and then we'll turn the whole mounting plate around so that those screw ends, I think it's called the shafts are exposed. There we go. And then we need to just pop 2 washers, one on each of the screw shafts. Okay, so what we'll do next, once those washers are in place, we'll just pop a nut, stage 8, we'll just pop a nut over each of those, and we'll just spin that down just so that it's about finger tight. And then once we've done that, we'll turn it over to finish off the tightening it up. Okay, so once we've done that, we're going to turn it over, making sure that we're holding the nuts with our fingers. We're just going to finish tightening those up. Now this is quite useful because you're holding it with your fingertips. It's going to be quite hard to over tighten, but bearing in mind that, like when we did the reinforcing plates in the previous issue, we are trying just to get it just tight enough. We don't want to over tighten. And there you go, that's on nice and snugly. Just give there you go, give it a little bit of a shake, make sure it's not overly loose, and but do not be tempted to use socket sets or anything like this. We're talking delicate circuitry here, circuit boards and delicate perspex, and it could all break easily. So that's the end of this build. You need to keep the switch cable safe. Now, because this comes in a pack, this is the last stage of pack 1. I've then decided that I want to keep it all nice and safe, so I've wrapped it all up in kitchen roll, and I've just popped it in a box on the top of the shelf where it can't be got at by cats and dogs or small children, and then that will sit there until my next pack arrives. However, you guys are a little bit more fortunate than me because the next video will be coming in 2 weeks. Now I do build this live on Twitch, and every Friday evening I shall be building a complete pack of part works. Now the 3D printer, subject to change, will be built on the first Friday of the month, so that will be the 1st of June for the next one. Obviously if you're watching this later, then obviously the build has already been completed, but we do build something every Friday evening at 8 o'clock in the evening. Okay, take care guys, have a wonderful fortnight. Okay, so in this video, Chris Davies writes, awesome video, Penny. Love Minis writes, building your own 3D printer will surely bring out the evil genius in anyone. You have so much fun ahead of you. I'm sure I do. Horlicks writes, welcome to the world of 3D printing. Well, eventually. I love mine, and there is so much out there to print, whether it be standalone models or builds that you would individually print the parts for. Being a 3D printer already, I can assist with some aspects of the hardware and software if needed, bearing in mind I'm not a pro yet, but I know the basics. Looking very much forward to seeing this come alive. Great detailed video as always. Well, again, thank you very much, Horlicks. Horlicks has actually been a great help to me, helping me out with small things. Sometimes I ask questions which might seem quite stupid to him, but he does always appreciate that it's an important question to me, and he was at that stage once before. Chris Campling actually writes twice. First of all, he says, I'm thinking of building this next, may get it all in one, then build bit by bit at a time. And he also asked me if I've thought about building the R2. I did respond to this on the comments, and I said that I have thought about building the R2. I wasn't really interested at first, I'll be honest with you, and I've been watching people such as Chris Campling and Horlicks and World of Wayne build their R2-D2, and I've got to be honest with you, I regret not getting it earlier on now. It'll be there in ModelSpace's back catalogue. I might get it one day, but for now I've just got too much on. So that's the comments for this week. Thank you ever so much for everyone who's taken the time and trouble, and hopefully I'll see you all next week.